bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, from Easton, Pennsylvania.
A lot of trash talk between these two fighters. Now, we're expecting an all-out offensive display. Those counter punches have to hurt. Someone's will cave, but which fighter will it be? Big hook thrown, but it doesn't connect. So much pre-hype surrounding this fight, the fans are on the edge of their seats.
It's so hot, it's so heated, there's a roof on here, you don't understand it. When you're working, when the noise is there, the pressure's on, you're thirsty, you're sweating, and you're getting under, you're on the wrong side of a beating. This can be hellfire on earth.
And Deontay Wilder just got clipped. See that again.
I need to see that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You still want to fight?
Well, they're back up now, but they've got to be cautious. Cannot afford to trade back now, can they, Johnny?
That is a show of character. When you're put down, your ego's hurt, your chin's hurt, your body's hurting, and you've got to get up, suck it up, and think, right, I'm back in the game again. It's so hard for a fighter.
They've got to pick things up halfway through the round here.
Not the best start, but you know what? The cornermen now, it's down for them doing their job. Get through the round, regroup, like freshen up, boom, different tactics.
He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. And so far, the offense has been better than the defense. Let's watch this again. He set it up perfectly and knocked him down.
Where did that come from? What a shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come to me.
Apparently, it's going to take more than that to keep this fighter down.
But look at his corner, look at the instructions. They're telling him to calm down, make the most of the count, get up, breathe, and move. Get behind the referee, save yourself a bit of time. You just need to make your way back to the corner, somehow get to the end of it.
Whoa, Johnny! Ooh, Larry Holmes just got dazed. Talk about Wilder in that last round. On to the second round. They barely survived the last round after 2 knockdowns. Let's see what happens here.
I have no idea what they have left. How'd you come back from something like that? Look, and twice? Where's your head at? Where's your energy levels at? It tells you you've got nothing left.
That will look even more dramatic in slow motion.
You're right, Todd. What a shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're okay.
They're on their feet, but is this the beginning of the end?
Oh, he can smell blood. Look at that. He's put in round once. He knows what shot works and where to land it. Then try and do it again. He's just not got to get trigger happy.
This fighter focuses on that outside game. You don't see them get hit too often. You don't see them in trouble a lot. But that's what their mantra is. A perfect counter lands. uppercut just missed. It's a good start to the round for this guy.
No doubt at all. You can see who's winning. You can see who's got it in hand. You can see who's comfortable. Or is it a bit of a mousetrap?
Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to get rocked? This slugger has a unique mentality, doesn't he, Johnny? He just wants to win by knockout. He says if we go to the scorecards, it's a failure for me.
A win is not just a win for some fighters. They need to feel the blood, the crunch. They need to get that win.
Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to go down? That hook was thrown with some bad intentions. Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. So final 10 seconds of the round, and he is looking really sharp. Let's talk about Holmes in that last round. A borderline disastrous round, but he's still on his feet.
Unbelievable heart. Knocked down twice.
It was a bad round, but we don't... Yeah, it's a light back round. Good round. You feel good? Good man, good man.
Here we go in round 3. Who's going to land the first big shot? Last round was a disaster. What can they do here to turn this around?
2 knockdowns and you're coming back from that. That's near on impossible because your head must be all over the place. Your legs would feel like jelly. What can they tell you in the corner? All they can do is wake you up. They can't even go into game plan.
So close with that uppercut. Tried to score with that hook, but missed. They call it the chin. How strong is your chin? Do you have a glass chin? These are things that can affect the fight.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
Jab doesn't score. Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. Beautiful counter punch. Big shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. One punch could end this fight for either of these 2 heavyweights.
I've seen some aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare. If you are not fit, that is the worst place to be, having second thoughts in the ring.
Looking to land the hook. Looking to land the hook. Putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of gas. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. talk about Holmes in that last round. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage here.
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you as the fighter, and the cornerman's got to put a firecracker on that fight to get out there and get the job done.
You're switching off, and you're starting to make mistakes. There you go. Smart.
And there's the bell to start round 4. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything worked. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
There's nothing quite like a big heavyweight fight. Everything can change with one punch.
This can be so frustrating when you're under such a fast fighter that can throw 3-4 shot combinations before you've even let one off. That creates frustration, and that's when it gets hard.
That big hook doesn't land. A perfect counter shot. So close with that uppercut. Stamina is so important for these two fighters because it allows them to use their skills throughout the match. It could all come down to who's in better shape.
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in a fight. They've got to relax.
We're at the halfway point, and both of these fighters know the round is still up for grabs.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
The only fear you have with this heavyweight is has he punched himself out? I don't know. I got to take another look at that.
Even I've got to see that again. Where did that come from? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Listen to me. Are you okay?
Hold it right there. Whoa, Larry Holmes now in some real trouble. And apparently no rest for the weary. Thought about taking a breath, but instead, they're in there throwing bombs again.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look.
Whoa, did you see that? Give me just a second here, Johnny. Larry Holmes now stumbling backwards. Didn't wait long to get back in and get engaged. Whoa, hold on a second, Johnny. Deontay Wilder rocked right now. He's in some serious trouble. Final 10 seconds here, unless we get some late drama. I think we all know who won this round. Let's talk about Holmes in that last round. Well, this fighter has been down twice. They've got to up their game here, or this fight is going to be over.
They believe their fighter has it in the tank.
Great round, now relax. You were thinking, you were smart. Get your boxing back together. You've done all that work all the way. Forget the job and don't get carried away. Think about the defense on the end and what you do out there. Switch on and get your boxing back together. Get your mind back on the job. That was a god-awful round, that was. Come on. You let him back into the fight.
Back into the fray here in round 5. Is this the beginning of the end after 2 knockdowns last round?
2 knockdowns in that last round. There'll be sheer panic in that corner. What do? Do they throw the towel in? Do they let him come back out again? Because they know their fighter is like a lamb to the slaughter.
His stamina is off the charts. The only fear you have with this fighter is has he punched himself out? Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're dealing with someone with so much speed, you've got to get your timing right.
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close round.
Neither fighter willing to slow down. It's nothing but air on that left uppercut. Oh, the instant assassin in some trouble here. I thought that was going to be a knockdown at least.
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong place to fall asleep.
Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
Very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other, because no one dare do anything out of turn.
The stamina is off the charts. This fighter has been extremely aggressive so far, Johnny, but how do they keep it up over the distance of this fight?
Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to beat a fight is not give them what they want. Because they want to get you there. They want you to stand there toe-to-toe with them and have a terror. That's what they do in the gym every single day of the week. What you've got to do is you've got to frustrate them as they set their shots. Get out of the way. And they'll get so angry, so frustrated because they can't work.
Wow, let's take another look at that.
A shot from the gods took him out.